What if the worst day of your professional life was actually the first day of your best financial life? I know, it sounds crazy. For most people, getting laid off is pure panic. But for a select few, it's a rare and incredibly powerful opportunity. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to be one of them. This right here, this is the core of it all. Most people react to a job loss with fear, and that fear just leads them right back to the same financial situation they were in before, or honestly, sometimes even worse. But this is your playbook for a different path. Not a path of panic, but one of strategic power. You know, the moment you hear the news, your brain just shifts into emergency mode. That's not a character flaw. It's pure biology. It's the same instinct that made our ancestors run from a saber-toothed tiger, and it's screaming at you to fix this, to stop the bleeding, to get back to normal as fast as humanly possible. But in our modern world, that survival instinct, it can be absolutely destructive to your finances. And that instinct, that panic, it leads almost everyone to make 3 critical and very expensive financial mistakes in the first 30 days. Now here's the tricky part. They don't feel like mistakes in the moment. They feel like survival, but they are the very things that keep people financially stuck job after job.
Okay, mistake number 1, the desperation hire. Fear just pushes you to take the very first offer that comes along, even if it's a clear step backward. Maybe it's a lower salary, a role you're overqualified for, or a company culture you know is toxic. You tell yourself, hey, it's just temporary. But then you look up and 2 years have gone by and you're underpaid, miserable, and still waiting for that right time to look for something better. A time that never seems to show up.
The second mistake is immediately shutting down your wealth-building machine. You stop all your investments. The thinking is simple enough, right? Money's tight, I'll pause contributions until things are stable again. But the long-term cost of this is staggering. Every single month you're out of the market is a month of compounding growth you can never, ever get back. You're not just losing 6 months of growth, you're losing the 20 years of growth that would have stacked right on top of it.
And mistake number 3? Flying financially blind. You're so anxious you never actually sit down and look at your real expenses. Instead, you just watch that bank account number slowly and painfully tick down. You have no idea where the money is actually going, so when the next paycheck finally arrives, the exact same invisible money leaks just start all over again. It guarantees the cycle will repeat.
So you see, these 3 reactions, the easy ones, the instinctive ones, they're a trap. They are the path of least resistance, and that path leads directly to the greatest loss. So the question is, how do we flip the script? How do we turn this moment of crisis into a genuine financial upgrade?
This is where we get practical. We're going to walk through 3 specific, actionable moves to make right now in this gap between jobs that will set you up for a much, much stronger future. Think of this as your toolkit for building real wealth out of this exact moment.
The 3 moves are simple to say, but powerful to do. 1. A full financial audit. 2. Protect your compounding machine at all costs. And 3. Rebuild your income stream with intention, not desperation. These are the plays that separate the people who just recover from those who truly come back richer.
All right, move 1 starts today. And I don't mean a rough mental guess, I mean a real audit. Pull up every account, every subscription, every single recurring charge. Then ask that one simple question for each of them. If the answer is no, you cancel it right now. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intentional design. And trust me, you are going to be shocked by what you find.
Okay, this next one is a critical fork in the road. The panic path has you stop investing, usually right when markets are dropping. But the strategic path, it recognizes that a market drop is a sale. Everything is on clearance. Every dollar you invest buys more shares than it did before. You can reduce the amount if you absolutely have to, go from $500 to $50, but whatever you do, do not stop feeding the machine.
Now this third move, this is the real game changer. You have a rare resource right now that you probably haven't had in years, time. So instead of just sending out resumes all day, ask a different question. What problem can I solve for someone right now? Use your existing skills and start a small side income stream. Maybe a project manager does a little consulting or a writer picks up 2 freelance clients. You're not just looking for a new job, you're building a second engine for your finances.
So, those are the strategies. But let's look at the hard data, because this is what really reveals why this short window of time between jobs is one of the most powerful financial opportunities you will ever get. The numbers do not lie. First up, that audit.
Let's say you find and cut just $200 a month in subscriptions and other invisible spending you didn't even notice. That is not a temporary fix. That is a permanent $2,400 a year raise you just gave yourself. It's money that stays in your pocket forever, long after a new job starts.
Now, let's stack that side income stream on top of your new savings. You build a small freelance skill that brings in a pretty modest $500 a month. Well, that's another $6,000 a year. Again, permanent. That's a whole new income engine that runs alongside whatever salary you land next, making your entire financial foundation that much stronger. But this is the true cost of making the wrong move. If you pause that same $200 a month investment we talked about, if you had just kept it in the market at an average 8% return over 20 years, that small contribution grows to roughly $118,000. That is the price of panic. That's the future wealth you literally burn by making one instinctive mistake during a temporary crisis.
So the crucial point to understand is this: a job loss is not a disaster. It is a forced and frankly a necessary audit of your entire financial life. It's the chance to tear down a structure that probably wasn't serving you perfectly anyway and to remodel it with complete intention.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple. That initial panic you feel, it's a trap, and it will cost you your future. Instead, use this time, audit everything, and cut ruthlessly. Protect your investment machine no matter what. Rebuild your income streams with intention. That gap between jobs isn't a void to be scared of. It's your reset button.
The old structure is gone. The old paycheck, the old routine, the old financial leaks, they're all gone. And that leaves you with a clean slate and one very powerful question. What will you choose to build in its place?